Yo, what's going on, guys? Visual Silence here. Welcome back, my silencers. For those of you who aren't silencers, press that handy dandy subscribe button up at the top there to become one today. And today I bring you back episode 4. And episode 4, it's where things take an interesting turn down a bad road. Alright, let's get back into the story, I guess. So, me and Antonio just finished training with the Thinker, and he told us to go, party, do what we usually do. But I said, well, what's so special about the Queen? And he said, I'll tell you later, I'll tell you some other time, for right now, just go have fun. I said, okay, well, I guess, I'll ask you about it whenever we come back. He said, okay. So, we left the compound with the Alpha, the businessman, and the dominatrix to go party. This is about 2 years after everything that happened, after we found the hole, after the coroner was killed, after all that stuff. So, we went out, did the usual partying stuff. We, got drunk a little, smoked a little, smoked some weed, did some X, snorted some cocaine. Did the usual stuff. And whenever we came back, the Thinker said that we were in for a big surprise today. And when he said that, I looked at him and I said, "What do you mean by a big surprise?" He said, "Well, today's the special day for the Queen." I said, "What do you mean by her special day?" And he said, "Today is the day that she really becomes our queen." I said, "Well, how is that gonna happen?" He just said to me, "You'll see." At this point, I was starting to become worried. Because, when someone says, "just wait and see," you start to become a little suspicious. So, we did that. We had to wait. Everyone was setting things up. Everyone was getting ready for a big party. I remember that the Thinker was even more talkative than he usually was. The dominatrix was extremely excited for today. The Alpha was throwing around party streamers, getting lights ready. And while all this was happening, the businessman told me, "I'll tell you their backstories now." He said, "We'll start with the Thinker." He said, when the Thinker was in college, not very many people liked him. A lot of people thought that he was just one of those nerds that would end up being you know, one of those stupid people in life, or one of those people that nobody liked. Everyone thought that he was just gonna be another nobody. Except for this one professor who pretended to be his friend. And when I say he pretended to be his friend, I mean he pretended to be his friend. Keep in mind, this is coming from the businessman's point of view, from what the thinker told him. And he said, the businessman said to me, the professor wasn't really his friend, or he acted like his friend because the thinker was getting into humanitology. And when I say humanitology is the study of blood, like human blood. And he was doing this massive research paper on it that could have benefited millions. And the professor really didn't like him at all because he was jealous. The professor thought, this kid's gonna outsmart me one day. I need to put a stop to this. So, whenever the thinker finished his project, the professor stole it to make sure the thinker didn't get any work for it. Sorry about that. Anyway, well, he said, but the thinker didn't know about it. And the queen thought that this man was perfect for the job. Perfect for their pack. He said whenever the queen went up to the professor to talk to him, he confessed, no, I didn't do this paper. I didn't make any of this. I just wanted the credit for it. So after some interrogation, so to speak, they found out that it was the thinker. And whenever they went to go confront the thinker about it, he said, yeah, I wrote that paper, what about it? And the queen said to him, you're perfect for our line of work, we need you. So he said, alright, well, what do I get in return? And the queen told him, if you join us... Oh shit. She said, if you join us, we will give you immortality. Oh, there's two of these fuckers. And she said, we'll give you immortality and anything, and you can get revenge on your professor afterwards. And he said, revenge on my professor? And she said, yeah, you can have revenge on your professor. So, he accepted the offer. And it was ever so convenient that the professor was still tied up back in the building. So the thinker went to go pay him a little visit. When he went back to see him, what happened after that, whenever the cleaning crew arrived, it was so bad that the cleaning crew had to have backup. There was that much blood and gore all over the place. that the cleaning crew had to have backup. It was pretty bad. And whenever, and that's basically the Thinker story. He said to me, not much was really known about the Alpha, except that he said that he came from somewhere around, like, he said he was a minimum of 200 years old. And he said to me, not much is really known about the Alpha, except that he can, you know, speak other languages and stuff. And he said that's really all we know about the Thinker. He could be Greek, he could be Roman. We're not too sure. And he said the dominatrix story is a little bit more interesting. Whenever she was a child, she lived in a horrible neighborhood, like a poor, run-down neighborhood. And he said she was always beaten and abused by her father, physically and mentally. So sometimes he would even rape her. But, you know, and he said that sometimes, well, when her father died of an aneurysm, and whenever her father died, she had to find a way to pay the bills, and to do so, she had to become a prostitute. And whenever she became, after that, her friends talked her into becoming a dominatrix, which is kind of like a higher up, more high class prostitute that guys would pay for to be, like, you know, abused and stuff. And so what happened then was, he said soon she got into her own work of dominatrix. And he said to me, you know, is there no full screen? I guess not. He said, you know, sometimes she would get confessions out of some of her customers, and every so often she would get this one man came along, and she got a confession out of him where he said he raped his daughter, and raped his wife. And he told me that's when she lost it. She just choked the man, and he was you know, tied to a wall, so there's really nothing he could do to fight back. She just started to choke him, and she killed him. And every so often she would come across a man who said he raped his wife, he raped his daughter, you know, and she would kill him. And, you know, whenever this happened, she would, and this one associate came along, and she ended up just, you know, killing every man that came along. And he said to me, this one man went to her one day, and when she killed him, she made a big mistake because that was one of my associates, and that's how she became part of the group. The man was very close to me. He was a good associate of mine, and that's how she became part of the group. He said to me, my story was short. He said, my story is, I was on my deathbed, and the queen came to me and said, I will give you immortality for all of your money. All of it. And he agreed to it. And then he said, so, you know, you basically know all of our stories. Except for the queen, because, well, no one really knows the queen's story. So, he said to me, it's time for the party, let's go. Let's get ready. And during this party, it was a rave, so to say. It was dirty. The music was extremely loud, and at this point I could barely hear anything. But then I heard this noticeable blood-curdling scream come from the middle of the dance floor at the top of someone's lungs. And it all slowed down. It all got extremely quiet. And I turned around and I saw the queen. Well, you know, I'm gonna stop it here, guys. I'm gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I'll have episode 4 uploaded soon. Thanks for watching.